Welcome to this video introduction on how to find scholarships. I'm Paige, an advisor at the Office of Merit Scholarships, Fellowships, and Awards at the University of Washington. There are three different kinds of funding that every student should think about when it comes to paying for school. The first is federal and state financial aid, which can include grants, loans, work study, and some need-based scholarships from the university. This funding is managed by the UW Financial Aid Office and offered to students based on your demonstrated financial need, which is calculated each year when you apply with a FAFSA or a WASFA. We also encourage all students to apply for merit-based scholarships or scholarships related to their interests, skills, goals, and experiences. You can apply to merit scholarships offered by UW departments, centers, and programs, as well as merit scholarships offered outside of the university at the local, state, national, and even international levels. So who offers scholarships? Universities like UW, governments at every level, nonprofit organizations, private foundations, companies, and even individuals offer merit-based scholarships. Many of these scholarships come with money, but some also come with other benefits, like access to an internship program or a professional network, a free trip or academic program, or support accessing a professional path. These scholarships generally have 1 or 2 deadlines spread throughout the year, so it's important to keep track of when they're due so that you're ready to apply. So how do we search for these scholarships? There are a number of scholarship databases which are a reliable way to find legitimate and relevant scholarships. The same way that you would search Google using keywords, you'll want to brainstorm a list of keywords that describe you. Think about the different aspects of your life, including your academic interests, extracurricular activities, future goals, identities, and communities that you're a part of. Let's look at an example. Let's say there's a first-year student named Eloise who's interested in biology and pre-med. She's active in a mental health advocacy student group and volunteers at the UW farm. She's not quite sure what she wants to focus on in her time in UW, but she's interested in trying out research, studying abroad, and maybe continuing to study Mandarin, which she also did in high school. In terms of her identities, Eloise identifies as a cisgender white bisexual woman, and she's from Minnesota. She loves to read and is receiving financial aid through the UW Financial Aid Office based on her FAFSA, including grants and loans. So based on the information about Eloise from that last slide, she could brainstorm a bunch of different keywords to search for scholarships. Thinking about her future goals, she might search for scholarships related to research, study abroad, or language study. Thinking about her identity, she could explore scholarships related to identifying as a woman and as queer. She might also apply for scholarships based in Minnesota, where she's from, and some in Washington, since she now studies and lives in Seattle. In terms of her interests, Eloise might be searching for health, biology, ecology, healthcare, and agriculture, as well as farming, mental health, and advocacy. And thinking even more broadly, she might want to look for scholarships that recognize students for their leadership, their engagement in community, or their activism. Now I want to show you how you can use the tools on the OMSFA website to use these keywords. So OMSFA's website is a great place to start when looking for scholarships. And you can go to the scholarships tab and scroll down to scholarship lists and guides to see a number of different resources that we have already put together for you based on scholarships that past UW students have applied for and been successful in being awarded. So you can look at specific guides that will walk you through the search process depending on your field of interest. And we also have some additional resources based on interest areas and identity groups down at the bottom. On the right-hand side here, you'll see a tab for search tools. That has a list of a number of different databases we recommend that you check out. This first one, the WASH board, is specific to Washington state scholarships. So that's especially good for in-state students, but really anyone can find some good options here. You just make an account and you can either be matched or use the search function. There's also a website here that is for nationally competitive awards. And the UW libraries have a really great resource for graduate funding. So if you're thinking about grad school, this has options within UW and also other databases to search for graduate funding. Finally, I do want to highlight that OMSFA has our own database. You can go to the Search Our Database section. And here you'll mainly want to use those keywords that we brainstormed earlier. We also do have filters on the right-hand side. I encourage you to use the filters only to exclude scholarships that you are not eligible for. So for example, if I am an out-of-state student, I could go to residency and say requiring Washington residency. No, because I don't want to see any scholarships that require Washington residency that I don't have. I recommend leaving the academic standing open for all 4 years, because that'll allow you to see scholarships that are coming up in the next few years and to be ready to apply for them when the time does come. We also have some identity categories and scholarship types farther down. If you are searching by identity category, I would encourage you to do that without a keyword, because the way all of these filters work is that they're additive. So they're looking for the intersection of the keyword that you searched and the filter. So if I chose an identity category and searched a word, it would only find scholarships that were about the overlap of those two things. And probably you're looking for scholarships in both of those realms, though they may or may not overlap directly. So after all that searching, what might a student like Eloise find? She might find a few different options based on her academic interests, including awards within the biology department once she's accepted into her major, and the Seattle Association for Women in Science. Because of her mental health advocacy work, she might apply for the Active Minds Emerging Scholars Fellowship. And if Eloise does decide to get involved with research, she might start out by applying for the Mary Gates Research Scholarship in her first or second year, and then later on deepen her involvement by applying for a more competitive award, like the Levinson Emerging Scholars or the Goldwater Scholars. The scholarships I listed in bold are open to students as early as their first year at UW, but others will become available to you as you progress through your time on campus. A student like Eloise might also apply for scholarships related to her leadership and civic engagement, like the Mary Gates Leadership Scholarship or the Pride Foundation Scholarship. If she decides that a global mindset is a priority for her, she might apply for the Gilman Scholarship to fund a study abroad program, apply to the Critical Language or Foreign Language and Area Studies scholarships to fund Mandarin study, or to a Humanity in Action or a Fulbright UK summer to embark on a free international experience over the summer. Each of these scholarships Eloise might apply for will have a different focus, a different application, and a different deadline. That means it's extra important to stay organized to keep track of upcoming opportunities, even if you won't apply to some of them until a few years from now. Finding out about these opportunities now helps you to set yourself up for success, ensure that you have plenty of time to put together a strong application when it's time to apply. We hope this video was a helpful overview of how to get started on your scholarship search. My team at the Office of Merit Scholarships, Fellowships, and Awards, or OMSFA for short, is here to support you at every step of the scholarship process, from searching to choosing where to apply, to providing feedback on essays and CVs, and even interview prep. Set up an advising appointment to meet one-on-one with an advisor, either in person or online, and keep an eye out for workshops and info sessions throughout the year. Thank you.